Hey, what's up, guys? So I got a Hellcat in the other day, and I went to the range, did a couple hundred rounds through it, but I'll do a full review later. Right now, I just want to show everybody pretty much the frame disassembly and reassembly of this. I see a bunch of videos on field stripping, but nothing else, really. I don't want to get into really the slide disassembly, reassembly right now. I've seen a couple of videos, but the frame, just to help a couple of people out. So, obviously, the breakdown, but next steps. I've done this once, so take down the pins. So this is the right here. This is a sear housing, and then the locking block has 2 pins. But sear housing pin. This is going to be the shortest pin, and then you're going to have the locking block. Also, take out the breakdown lever. I don't know if that doesn't want to seem to come out. There we go. So take that out. There's a spring. Spring's kind of in there weird, but we'll get to that. So the locking block has a couple pins. There's a small pin too, though it is a little bit longer, so you're not going to get confused on it. Get the big pin. This goes through the slide release. It also goes through the trigger, the shoe. So you can actually just take the magazine or slide release out right now, and then the locking block's going to come up, and there's 2 grooves, so it's going to come up and out towards you, kind of. And this spring is not captured. All right. So this is a slide stop lever spring, and obviously the locking block. So you don't want to lose that. Now you can take out. And this is gotta go forward on the sear housing. And then you can take out the trigger and the sear housing. And then this right here in the back, this is the magazine blocking lever. That's pretty much it, besides the magazine release. And if you ever take a mag release out of a Glock, it's the same thing. It's got a little leaf spring under here. So you just have to take it out of the groove. But that's it. And then also to take this out, right here, this is, the trigger assembly, it goes through the sear, and that's what it holds the sear. Here's the sear, so this is what it holds together. So you gotta take the trigger assembly out of the sear, and there are ears on it, so you're gonna have to pull a little bit, and it'll pop out. And these 2 ears are going to go into the sear assembly. The sear will drop down, but those ears are going to go into these notches, and then you can just take out. There's a pin for the sear spring, and then this is actually captured. I don't really know. Pretty much the disconnector and disconnector spring. I don't know how it's captured in there. I haven't taken it apart yet, but that's about it. And if you do take this pin out for the sear spring, put the pin in first with the spring. Don't try to put the trigger connector together with the sear and then try to get it, because it's really difficult. This is a lot easier to do. So to put it back together, just kind of get it lined up. Then get it in the sear as best as you can. And you're going to have to line up, or you're going to have to push to get those ears to line up. So almost. This is the hardest part the first time. Kind of push the spring and the sear from the bottom. It helped last time. Kind of. There we go. Make sure it's all the way through right here. That's sitting on the disconnector. So you're going to want to put this back in first, this magazine blocking lever. It's going to go into a groove in the frame right there, and that's going to get held in by the main pin, by the trigger pin. Then you can put the trigger assembly back in, and then there's these two ears here that are going to go into dimples in the frame. So I haven't had to really do anything to this. Gotta keep the trigger from locking also in the frame. There. Goes right back, make sure everything's flush right here. And then you can put the locking block back in. Don't forget this little slide stop lever spring. It's got a little ear there. You're going to go right here. And then there's two channels. So you can put the locking block in, push down. Make sure that spring doesn't really move. You can also put the magazine lever in, or the slide release in right here. It's not too hard to do. But the one thing is, you gotta make sure that that spring is going on top. There. All right. Once you have all that lined up, let's put this trigger pin in. There we go. It's all the way through. It was easier going out left to right and back in right to left. Just for me at least. The second pin, this is just a locking block pin. Go right to left also. And that's going to go right above that the slide stop pin, slide release pin. There we go. Make sure those are flush. I guess I should have put that one in first, but I'll go right in. A little finagling. Could have been better. There you go. These all do a pretty good job of clicking in. This is the hardest one to actually get out. So you do need to give it a little tap to get that out. And then the last thing I put in is the disassembly lever. And that kind of gets held in by the slide release spring also, but it goes straight right in. It'll clip. All right. Come on. Everything's there. Okay. Oh, sorry. Trigger's got to be depressed. That's it, guys. So good luck. It's a little harder than a Glock, but it's reminiscent of one, kind of. A few extra parts. So hope that helps.